ብፁዕ አቡነ ዲሜጥሮስ የኢትዮጵያ ኦርቶዶክስ ተዋሕዶ ቤተክርስቲያን የምስራቅ ሀገረ ስብከት ሊቀ ጳጳስ our Archbishop ብፁዕ አባታችን አቡነ ዲሜጥሮስ and leader of the ሀገረ ስብከት of our local area ክቡር አባታችን ሊቀ ካህናት our good father አይንት እግዚአብሔር ካህናት ለአካነ ምስጢር ዲያቆናት the priests of the church the diaconat ምእመናን መዘምራን all the board members, how's everybody doing today? And as we say in our Ge'ez language, Salam Lokulukumu, may the peace of God be with you. So I want to start with my session, but first and foremost, I want to thank Xavier for this opportunity and also for our good father, Butsu Abatachin, for his support, for his love, continuous love and support for the young people, for the young generation. And Lik Kahanat, always Kassis Misale, for his continuous love and support. And after them, also all the Kahanat, the leaders, the clergy of the church. I really appreciate them. Before I start my lesson, can you guys do me one favor? Can we give our leaders a round of applause, please? Thank you so much. Thank you. I want to thank everybody for organizing this event before Avitzom, the big fast. And it's nice to be here together, to have dinner together and to worship God, glorify God. I want to thank the parents, the board members, and the young people. Today is Saturday. You could be at home, but thank you so much for coming to this church. The church is here for you. Everything we're trying to do is to serve you guys. So I want to say thank you so much for you guys inviting me to speak here. I wasn't planning to come here, but you guys said, Quessis Hermon, can you come back and do a lesson for us? I had a long day today because I was teaching the younger youth, and then again I'm here, but I'm happy to be here. I hope you guys are happy. Are you guys happy? Yes? Okay. So what I want to talk about is, this is another serious program, okay? I apologize. I don't speak too much Amharic now. That's why I'm not speaking that a lot. But you guys understand English. In Xavier Misken, a lot of the slides is going to have a mix in it. So pay attention, listen. This program is very important because right now, Beta Christian, Kedese Beta Christian is going through so much fetana. You know what fetana means, yeah? Yes? So we're going through so much fetana. In Diablos, he's working every day. So we need to be educated. We need to know what is happening. And I said this last time I came. So I'm trying my best to share with you guys. Thank you for inviting me again. And I'm going to share what I know. I'm sure today, what I'm going to show you in this slide, I guarantee you, a lot of you don't know what I'm about to show you. I was thinking, Quessis, what should you talk about? But Xavier Misken, maybe this is God's will. All I'm doing is trying to wake you guys up. So you can wake up and say, Ishik, Assis, what can we do? What's the next step? Can I ask you a question? This church, who does it belong to? Us? Who's us? Huh? After you're gone, who's going to belong to? Who's next papas? Who's next kahan? Who's next mirgeta? Who? The youth. After 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, who's going to take over? Who? The youth? If the youth are going to take over, we have to teach them not only Sarate Beta Christian, the structure of the church, we also have to teach them about the fetana. Do you understand? What is happening here? So I want to continue. You guys could follow me in my slide, okay? And if you guys have any question, it's not for today. You could email me any questions. So let's start. May Xavier be with us. Okay. So what is family? I'm going to begin with this before I start about fetana. What is family? You know what family is. Everybody knows what family is. Our faith, our haymanot, the foundation, we say Masarat is Metzhaf Kudus, Bible. Yes? Yes or no? Metzhaf Kudus, the Bible. So we always go back to the Bible. We always go back to what Xavier taught us. Now, if you listen today, you're going to learn a lot of things. I'm going to start with this, and I'm going to transition, show you what kind of fetana is happening. So when we talk about what is the family, let's look at, in the dictionary, Merriam-Webster says the basic unit in society traditionally consisting of two parents raising their children, spouse and children. Xavier Mescan, this is the definition. Now, there's a reason why I'm showing you this. God's definition of a family. I'm not going to read everything, just some, a little bit, for you to have an idea. So in Genesis, it is not good. Genesis chapter 2 says, it is not good that man should be alone. I will make him a helper comparable to him. I will make him helper. Adam, what's his wife's name? What's his wife's name? Okay. Now we live in a time where they say it's not only Hewan. It's okay. 3-4 is okay. But we're going to get to that later on. So here's another verse in the Old Testament again. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him. Male, female. He created them. Male and, help me. Then God blessed them, and God said to them, be fruitful, multiply, fill the earth, and subdue it. Let me continue. Again, Genesis chapter 9. So God blessed Noah and his sons and said to them, be fruitful, multiply, and fill the earth. Now, a family honoring. Now we know what family is. What kind of family should be honoring to Xavier? The kids have to be respectful. The children have to be respectful. Parents need to be respectful. Husband love his wife. Wife love her husband. So we have to set a good Christian example in the house. And also the children must follow the same thing. Now you have to think to yourself, Quessis, we know this stuff. Why are you mentioning this? Because I'm going to come to a point. Just listen carefully. We must follow Metzhaf Quddus. We must follow what God says. Because if we deviate, then we're going to have a lot of problems. So pay attention. So you, the young generation, you have a responsibility to be honorable and follow what the scripture says. So let me continue. In Exodus 20, it says, honor your father and mother so that your life will be long on the fertile land that the Lord your God is giving you. Let me continue. As for parents, don't provoke your children to anger, but raise them with discipline and instruction about the Lord. So mom and dad have responsibility, yes? And the kids have responsibility. Everyone in the family has a responsibility. Now, it's going to make sense to you where I'm going with this. Let me continue. Train children in the way they should go. When they grow old, they won't depart from it. So, God established the basis of a family when he brought Adam and Eve together. It was God who instituted the principle that a man and woman depart from their parents' family unit to begin a new family unit. Whose commandment? Whose? God. Okay? God's commandment. There is no family without the union of man and woman together in holy matrimony. God's desire for the family is that it reproduce and multiply. This is the plan of Xavier. Xavier Meskan. This is good news. Now we're going to look at what's happening in our society. So there is an agenda. Now I want you to pay attention. There is a satanic Luciferian agenda. This is why, Bo'onat, I'm so happy to share this information with you, because the Tawahedo Orthodox Church, we need to know about these things. If we dismiss these things and we don't talk about these things, then we're going to have fetana and problem in our homes. Do you understand? I want to hear yes. Yes. Okay. We have to talk about these things and research these things and find out, and have guba'ez and talk about it and ask, what's the solution? What can we do? And Xavier Miskan, we have Buzu Abatachin, we have the Kahanat here, they're supporting us, and hopefully they could support us for future program. So there is an agenda to destroy the family. We already established what is family. But Satan has an agenda. Satan also has followers. Just like there's Hawariyat, and Satan has Hawariyat too. They work for him. I'm going to give you some examples soon. So if you want to take a picture, do me a favor. You're going to learn today. Take a picture, take notes, go online, Google this. The good news is, Quessis, I did the hard work for you. I did the homework. All you have to do, listen, learn, take picture. Go home, Google, find out. Quessis Hermon, what is this stuff? What's going on? We were sleeping. We need to wake up. So if you go and research this, you'll find a lot of information. But I'm going to give you a little bit brief. So this is coming from Diablos. So basically there's a 10-point agenda. How many? 10. Don't forget 10. Let's continue. What is this agenda? Some of you guys, you're thinking, oh, Quessis Hermon, I never heard this before. What is this? I'm going to explain to you what the agenda is, because you could Google this and find it. So the agenda is, the 10-point plan is an agenda to destroy the Christian family or Christianity and prepare the way for the Antichrist. You know who he is, of course. Only when the world is corrupted and abandoned God can the Antichrist be successful in gaining followers. So before Hasawi Messi or the Antichrist comes, there's an agenda. When I show you, it's going to make sense. Next, take a look at this lady, okay? She's not alive. This is around 100 years ago, around 100 years ago. Her name is Alice Bailey. The 10-point agenda. This is an agenda was written by Alice Bailey. She was an agent of Lucifer and despised Christianity. She hated Christianity. What does this have to do with my lesson? Just be patient, you're going to understand. She wrote in the book about to destroy Christina, Christian family, the Christian West. You can find this online. All Quessis is doing is just presenting it to you. Okay? Everybody with me? Okay. Let's continue. So, Alice Bailey, who is Alice Bailey? Who is she? Alice Bailey, her background, she was born 1880 in Manchester, UK, London, UK. Now, she died in 1949. So, her background, she was Christian, from what I understand. And she was married, I think, to a pastor. She divorced him later, and there's a long story behind that. Okay? You can find it online. So she was saying in her book, she was writing books, she was Christian, then she abandoned Christ. She started to follow Lucifer. You guys know who Lucifer is. And she started saying, you know, like a spirit, like an evil spirit, like Aganant. They started speaking to her, but as a positive being, telling her about the future. You should do this and that. So everything the spirits told her, she was writing. Let me continue. The 10-point agenda. Everything must be prepared before the mark of the beast. What's the mark of the beast? It's right there. 666. Before the mark of the beast, everything have to be prepared. So, hold on now, before I go next slide. If Satan is preparing, I have a question for you. Are you preparing? Are we preparing? You have to think about this. This is why in our church, Kadesibete Christian, we have structure, sigdet, tzolot, tzom. Now እግዚአብሔር ይመስገን, we're going to start tzom and nisah to get closer to God, to pray to God and get closer and find out what's going on to protect our families. Because Diablos has an agenda. We should have an agenda. Our agenda is to follow who? To follow who? God, እግዚአብሔር. Let me continue. So the 10-point agenda, we've talked about what it is. I'm going to show you some examples of what they are point by point very quickly. Okay. The number one. How many I said? How many? 10. The first one. You can find everything here online. Her name is Alice Bailey. Listen to what she said. Take God and prayer, tzolot, out of the education system. Take God, prayer, tzolot from education system. Did that work? Yes? I don't know how long you guys been living in Canada. When I was studying here in Toronto, when I was a little boy, public school. In the morning, we were doing tzolot. This is public, not private. In the morning, in English. Can you go in any public school and pray like that? No. Did you notice that? This is when I was a young boy. I'm experienced with that. I faced that. Now, the agenda has been implemented in many places in the United States, even in the West. They dismiss prayers. You agree? Yes? You don't have to take my word. Go research. Yes. So let's continue. So her plan that she wrote, 10-point agenda. Number one. This is it. Let's continue. Take God and prayer out of the education system. No God. Preach that. እግዚአብሔር? No. He doesn't exist. tzolot? No. We don't need that. Let's continue. So this is what she said. She said, change curriculum to ensure that children are freed from the bondage of Christian culture. You know what bondage means? You know? She said to free them. Mommy, Daddy, I'm free. I don't want to listen to you. I don't want to listen to anyone. I don't want to listen to እግዚአብሔር. I want to be free. You see? What I'm trying to say to you guys is this is coming from Diablos. There's an agenda. So we have to know what's the agenda so we could fight the agenda. Do you agree or no? Yes. Okay, let me continue. So if you take God out of education, they will unconsciously form a resolve that God is not necessary to face life. Do you think school is getting better now or no? No. There's no more. They don't incorporate Xavier anymore. So let's continue. The second agenda, the point is, reduce parental authority over the children. Parents, are you listening? Yes or no? Yes. This is very important for parents. You see, that's why I said this is coming from Diablos. Look, she was working for Diablos. Look what she said. Reduce parental authority over the children. Let me continue. Reduce the responsibility of the parents. Make the kids free. Freedom. You think this happened by accident? It took time. This was an agenda that was written a long time ago. And we are seeing it happening now. So she also said break the communication between parents and children or child. Did you hear that one? Are you guys listening? Look, break the communication between parent and child. Can I ask you a question? Do you see this happening a lot now? Yes, 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 yes. Almost 100 years ago, she wrote about this. So we have to be very cautious and know what's going on. And why is this? So that parents do not pass on their Christian tradition to their children, liberate children from the bondage of their parents' tradition. Why? So you don't teach them your culture. So you don't teach them their haymanot. See? This is coming from Diablos. This is an agenda. That's why I ask you, we are Tawahdo, we are Orthodox. We need to have our agenda too and say, no more games. Let's work together. Let's grow together. Let's help our youth. Let's do these kind of gubaes and learn. Agree? Okay, is she? So she also suggested to promote excessive child rights. Okay? The plan worked because today a child is able to talk back to their parents. Mom and dad, don't tell me what to do. I'll do what I feel like. I could do whatever I want. Mom and dad, you talk too much. Basma'am, basma'am, basma'am. Yeah. Mommy, daddy, I don't want to listen to you. Yes. This is the fetana in a family now. But did you ask yourself, where is this coming from? What's going on? Part of this is social engineering. So listen. Let's continue. And also, teachers cannot talk to children anymore. A child will say to their teacher, I have rights, don't talk to me, I don't have to listen to you. So if you guys do me a favor, when you go home, do research. Did you know, if you go on Google or even YouTube, you do researches, there's been so many violence on teachers. It's been increasing now. Kids punching, kicking, fighting, swearing. Where is this coming from? The agenda. Disrespecting parents, disrespecting teachers. Let me continue. So also, if you flip that coin, teachers, agents of implementation. Listen to this. Also, in one way, if you flip the coin, her agenda was to have teachers who are agents of implementation. What is that? Professors, teachers, to teach our kids. You don't need God. Xavier? No. Evolution. Evolution is better. You're Tawado? You don't need Bete Christian. You don't need Tzom. Did you guys know? Ask your kids if you don't believe me. When I was studying here in university, I'm telling you for a fact, our philosophy professor, the first day of class, you know what he said to us? He said, talk about anything you want, no God. Did you hear that? This is when I was young here in Toronto. Don't talk about, you could talk about anything, but no God. You see, they are agents of implementation. It's all an agenda. So that's why we have to brace ourselves and be ready. Let me continue. The third one, we said 10. Destroy the Judeo-Christian family structure or the traditional Christian family structure. To destroy basically the Christian family and the culture that we had in the past. Respect, love, honor, to destroy all of this. Let me continue with that. To destroy mom and dad. to destroy siblings. Why? She said, it is, listen, this is her, not Quessis. This is her, Alice Bailey. It is oppressive in that the family is the core of the nation. If you break the family, you break the nation. Did you read that? This is coming straight from Diablos. Look, if you break the family, you break the nation. Liberate the people from the confines of the structure. Breaking the family. So, to promote relationship outside of marriage and premarital S. Tell young people it's okay. Marriage is boring, not fun. This is what she was promoting. You don't need to get married. Taklil? No. Why you get married? It's okay. Go have boyfriend, girlfriend. It's okay. Basma. See? This is another fatana. This is why we need to teach our young generation. And we need to learn ourselves too. What is Sarate Beta Christian? What does the church teach? What does Mezhab Qudus teach? What is the right path? So this satanic agenda has been successful and ruined lives of many of our young people. All of this to destroy the family unit. You know, they use, I'm going to talk about it soon, they use social media, they use the media to make, you know, having 3 boyfriend, 4 girlfriend fun. It's okay, fun. That's ma'am fun. This has come from Diablos. This is not fun. But this is an agenda. Let's continue. Use advertising industries, media, TV, magazines, film industry to promote this propaganda. Did you guys understand that one? Yes or no? Yes. You know, Diablos, one of his favorite tool is, you know what it is? I have a name for it. Last time I came here, I told you guys. I don't know if you're paying attention. I call it the living room tabot, television. You know we have tabot with Christian? The living room tabot is television. Yes. It's like we prostrate. It's a good lucky TV. Huh? That's what's happening. Because Diablos is using television to promote social engineering and to change the mind, especially of the young people. So that's why I said, please guys, we have to wake up and learn. Let me continue. Can I continue? Yes? Okay. Number 4. How many did we say? 10. We are number 4. If S is free, then make abortion legal and make it easy. Did you hear that? Make it free and make it available. You, me, we live in Canada. We live in North America. All I'm doing is presenting the information. If you don't believe me, go and research it. Have you seen what's been happening the past 3, 4, 5 years about the abortion movement? It's getting worse. Have you ever asked yourself, where's that coming from? Is this coming from Beta Christian? No. Is this coming from Kahanat? No. Is this coming from Papasat? No. This is coming from the agenda. She wrote this in her book. So let's continue. So what she said also is build clinics for abortion, health clinic in school. If people are to enjoy S relationships, they need to be free of unnecessary fears. In other words, they should not be hampered with unwanted pregnancy. Do you guys understand what's happening? Yes? Let's continue. So abortion is also a strategy to curb population control. Because if you do more research on Alice Bailey, she was part of the New World Order. And if you guys know anything about the New World Order, they only have one agenda: to destroy Christianity and prepare for the Antichrist. 666. Number 5, make divorce easy and legal. Free people from the concept of marriage for life. Did you hear that one? Make divorce easy and legal. Can I ask you a question? Do you see that happening now? Yes? You want to go divorce? Yeah, you could divorce. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. That's it. Bye-bye. Long time ago, it wasn't like that. Marriage is very holy. So free people from the concept of marriage for life. I don't want to live with you. I don't like you. You're not cute anymore. Bye-bye. But this is an agenda. So In the book in the Old Testament, Malachi chapter 2:16, for the Lord God of Israel says he hates divorce. Is divorce good or bad? I can't hear you. Bad. Okay. Let's continue. Number 6, make homosexuality an alternative lifestyle. This is almost 100 years ago. Can I ask you something? Every year around summertime, what do we usually see on television? What do we see? LGBT right, gay right. They keep pushing it, right? Yes. What? Do you think this is not an agenda? If you think, you are sleeping. This is agenda. She said this a long time ago. All of us here were not even born when she was writing this. So this is agenda from a long time ago. Pre-planned. Can I ask you a question? Because you learned today. What's the plan? To destroy Christianity and the family. Everybody say family. Family. So people should be allowed in whichever way they choose they want, whether it is homosexuality or incest or bestiality, as long as the two agree. You see, in our church, we love everyone. We respect each other. And we respect others. But we need to be steadfast in our faith. This is a topic for next time. But the point is, she wrote it part of the 10 agenda. Let's continue. Number 7, debase art, make it run mad. Debase it, devaluate it, and make it go crazy. You're probably thinking, Quessis, what's art? What are you talking about? I'm going to show you some examples, okay? The arts are the primary keys to change culture. Look at the quality, spirituality, and message of the art, music, and films that are coming out. This is social engineering into brainwash, especially the younger generation. For example, Mickey Mouse, Disney. When you look at this one, a lot of you guys, you probably think, oh, Mickey Mouse, ooh, nice. I'm going to show my kids. This looks nice. Okay, do you see what he's doing, Mickey Mouse? Do you see what he's doing? Magic. They implement these types of things, magic, in cartoons. Can I ask you something? In Tawahdo Beta Christian, do we accept magic? Yeah? No. This is from Diablos. But they call it in English subliminal message social engineering. Slowly. To change the psychology. So pay attention. This is one example. Another one is, you think these things, they came out from nowhere? It's an agenda. It's an agenda. Wear your pants like this, wear your pants like that, wear agenda. So let's continue. Remember to use art, part of the agenda. Look at this. You see, these are famous actors, rap artists, some basketball players. What do you see in their hand? Can I ask you? What do you see? This question for you guys. What do you see? Purse. Purse is for woman or man? Huh? For women or men? Yeah, you see? Snoop Dogg and I think Howard Terrence. I think that's who it is. And the basketball player here, fashioned purse. Why? Social engineering. Especially if your mind's not open, so you could look at that and say, wow, okay, mommy buy me purse. This is your son. Basma. Ishi. Use media to promote and change mindset. This is very important too. Use what? Media. Media, very powerful media. Okay? To change the mindset. So, Alice Bailey said, the greatest channel you need to use to change human attitude is media. Use the press, the radio, TV, cinema. That's why you guys, you should not believe everything you hear on the news. If you tell me, Quessis, I believe everything CNN, I'm going to say, Basma. You have to be careful because there's an agenda. So, this is what she talked about. You can tell today how successful they have been in implementing the plan for over more than 50 years. Let's continue. This is part of the plan for number 8. Use media to promote and change mindset. You guys know who they are. Famous rappers, R&B singers, okay? So they use them to change the mind. You know, in our Beta Christian, in our church, we have tzadkan, Kudusan. Tzadkan are the righteous. Kudusan are the just. We have Neviat, the prophets. These are holy men and women. Yes? Yes or no? Yes. Diablos has his tzadkan right here. Yeah. So don't sleep. They're making money, millions of dollars, while you're listening to some of the stuff they're singing about, what they're wearing, and so on. So wake up, because there's an agenda. Let's continue. This is another one, an agenda. Hey, I'm cool. Let's be like Snoop Doggy Dogg or the Godfather movie. What is this promoting Christianity? Tawado? No. I never heard about these Tzadkan Kudusan smoking like this. Okay, never. But this has an agenda. Let's continue. I'm almost finished, okay? Am I boring you guys? Yeah? Let me continue. I'm going to finish soon. So listen to what he said. He's not alive, okay? I know who this guy is. I did research on him. Antoine Levey, he used to live in California. He's Lik Kahenat for the Church of Lucifer. He was in California. You know what Lucifer is? Lucifer is who? Diablos. He was Lik Kahanat for Lucifer. And you know what he wrote? This is what he wrote. And I want you to read his quote. Listen to what he said. He was very famous among Hollywood. He was baptizing many to come and join Diablos, Church of Lucifer. Go Google it, Antoine Levey. So listen to what he said here. Television, remember I said living room tabot? Don't forget that. Television is the major mainstream infiltration for the new satanic religion. Infiltration to get into. Through what? Television. See? Tactic. Psychology. Don't sleep. Can I ask you guys a question? I have a question for you. Is Quessis today telling you, don't watch TV? Huh? Am I saying that? No. But you have to be careful what you're watching. That's what I'm saying. I don't want you guys to say, Quessis Hermon, don't come back. You said don't watch TV, okay? I'm telling you guys, it's okay to watch TV, but watch something that's positive and uplifting. Be careful because there's an agenda. I'm almost done. Number 9, create an interfaith movement. What does that mean? Alice Bailey, she said, we need to create, number 9, interfaith movement. For example, I'll show you soon, she said this, promote other faiths to be at par with Christianity, to be against Christianity. Create them using psychology. Against, for example, Tawado, Beta Christian. Use psychology. Why? I'll show you later. And break this thing about Christianity as being the only way to heaven. By that, Christianity will be pulled down and other faiths promoted. She said this, not Quessis. So, did you guys ever see this before? Ever in your life? You know how many Habesha people I asked them? They said, Basmam Quessis, I don't know what this is. Take a photo and go Google it. It's called Chrislam. Islam, Muslim, and Christian coming together. Chrislam. Praying together. Can I ask you something? Muslim and Christian, we pray together? We don't pray together. We respect one another. We should love our Muslim friends and other faiths. We should do that. But we are Tawahdo. Everybody say Tawahdo. We are Tawahdo Orthodox. But she said this, and you could Google this. This is a real movement. Remember? Interfaith, bringing the religion together. Christianity is not the only way. Which way is the way? This way is the way. All this is the agenda to take your soul away. An agenda. So if you don't believe me, you can find this online. Chrislam is one of them. There's other movements too. So let's continue. Some information I found online. Chrislam is an attempt to synchronize Christianity with Islam. While it began in Nigeria in 1970s, Chrislam ideas have spread throughout much of the world, including the USA. And I'll leave the rest for you to do your homework. Number 10, get governments to make all these laws and get the church to endorse these changes. In the end, what she said, get the government involved to accept the law, support the law, and also the churches as well. So that's why we have to be awake. So let me continue with that. Alice Bailey wrote that the church must change its doctrine. In our church, we have doctrine and dogma. Yes? Yes. We have to follow Sarate Beta Christian. She's saying to change the doctrine. You know what we call this? Manafaqan, right? Right? This is against the church. And this is the agenda. To completely eradicate the church. So she said change its doctrine and accommodate the people by accepting these things and put them into its structure and system. Put it into the structure and system. Wake up. We have to wake up. Today, you wonder why our governments are legalizing or accepting different types of legislations, laws contrary to the Bible, Metzhaf Qudus, and why the church is compromising the Word of God. እግዚአብሔር ይመስገን, not our church. እግዚአብሔር ይመስገን. But we're seeing a lot of compromising. But we need to be cautioned. So it is a process of implementing this 10-point plan, a 50-year strategy of the NWO. Does anybody know what NWO stands for? Please tell me you know. New World Order. One government, one finance, and one haymanot. This is the New World Order agenda. So NWO, to fulfill its ultimate goal to establish a one world government, a one world economic system, and a one world religion. Today, the strategy almost in its entirety has been adopted by the United Nations. Did you hear that? Do you guys know United Nations? Yes. They are completely involved. Okay? Adopted by United Nations, and today a lot of it is already law in many nations. This deception, did you see that one? Already in law in a lot of nations. Did you notice how they're changing the law? Is it against Christianity or for Christianity? Against. I'll give you one example, like we talked about the LGBT before. Everybody's free to live the way they want, but don't push things on us. Don't change laws to enforce it on our kids. That's all we're saying, which is the topic for next time. But law in many nations, this deception has crept up by the increments unobserved by most people. So she came out with a 10-point charter. What's her name? Do you guys remember? Alice Bailey. Alice Bailey. Today, the United Nations, our governments and parliaments are implementing these agendas. We're Canadians. Did you ask yourself? I'm going to give you an example, okay? I don't get involved in politics. Have you ever asked yourself, why is Justin Trudeau passing these laws? Why are government officials passing these laws? Have you asked yourself? Did you think to yourself, Basma'am, this is satanic? Why? Because there's an agenda. And this agenda existed from a long time ago. So, Alice Bailey said, this is one of the most important slides. Parents, listen very carefully. Everyone should listen to this, even the younger generation. This is Alice Bailey saying this. She said, Alice Bailey said, when you are changing a nation, don't bother with the, help me, old people. Forget the old people. Old people crazy. That's what she said. Now, let me continue. They are too stuck in the old traditions. They will not change, but go for the children. And that is what she did. Go for who? Again, go for who? Not for the parents. For the children. Now do you understand the agenda now? Yes or no? Yes. You see? This is an agenda. This is why in the schools what they're teaching them now is completely antichrist. So therefore, she said, go for the children, especially 10 years and below. 10 years below. Can I ask you guys, am I scaring you guys? Huh? Listen. So if Alice Bailey, she said 10 years below, I have a question for you guys. You are Tewahedo Orthodox. What are we doing in our church? Yeah, what are we doing? A lot of the young people, they love their church, they love their culture, they want to know. We need to cater to our younger generation and language they understand. You agree or disagree? Yes? Let's see. Okay. So, what is the solution? You want a solution? You don't want a solution? Yes, okay. So what is the solution? I'm going to give you a few slides and I'm going to finish. What is the solution? What can we do as Tewahedo Orthodox believers? I talked about this when I came last year. So what can we do? Two things. Number one, the home. Number two is the church. The most important is the home. It starts at home. Parents, it always starts at home, which means what? When we talk about home, spiritual life of family, parents setting an example, responsibility of parents. So Monday, we're going to start Avitzon. Parents, what are you going to do? No, I'm not talking about fast. I know you fast. God bless you. But what are you going to do? Meaning, are you going to do tzolot, udasemaryam, sibhatat in your house with your kids? You know how many parents are not doing that? We need to do tzolot in our house. We need to pray with our kids. Teach our kids in a humble, loving way. Tzolot is not only for Beta Christian. We should do tzolot everywhere we go. You agree? Yes, everywhere. So, I'm trying to give you guys some important points to help you. This is the responsibility of parents. Let's continue. Does the church have responsibility? Yes. First parents, second church. What kind of responsibility? Research, current events, and trends. That's what we need to do. Number two, be updated. Number three, seminar our church, lesson discussion. You see these 3 points? Are we doing it today? Yes. Xavier Mescan. So, if we continue doing these kind of seminars, we will all learn. Okay, let's continue. Teach about Tawahdo faith, spirituality, contemporary topics, more English services, lessons, and prayer. If we do this, then we can save and help our youth. Agree or disagree? Is she? I'm going to finish soon now. Conduct conferences, retreats, outings. Also, the clergy should be attending. You know why I'm happy today? Butzab Batachin, Kahanat, all of them are attending with us. They're supporting us. That's why I'm happy. So when our fathers are with us, supporting us with tzolot, with blessing, it's a blessing for all of us. So therefore, if we do such things, programs, you know what? When last year I came here, I told you guys, I'm not afraid of Habesha people. I tell you like it is. Because now we can't play games. We're losing so many young people from depression, suicide, so many problems. The big question is, what are we doing about that? What's the solution? Beta Christian, when they come to the church, you know what your kids are saying to you. I know. Mommy, Daddy, I don't understand Guz. Yes? Yes or no? Yes. Mommy, Daddy, I don't understand Amarinya. What are you going to say? Go, fuck it. No, you have to come to church. Mommy, boring. It's boring, Mommy. Amarinya, Guz. So we have to teach them in a language they, help me out, understand. Can I ask you something? When the Holy Spirit came down, the Hawariyat, what does it say in the Mazhaf Qudus? They started to speak in what? Lisanat. Yes? Yes or no? Yes. Why? So they could go and teach the Holy Gospel, Qudus Wangel, in different language. Language is only for communication. Do you understand that? So we should utilize the language we have to teach our youth. Okay, I want to say before I conclude, I want to say thank you for who? I want to say Quessis' turn today to say thank you. I want to say thank you to Bቅድስተማርያም member of Berhan Beta Christian. Now you're thinking, በስመ አብ Quessis, already you finished, you're going to thank us, what's going on? So why am I thanking you guys? There's a reason, and I'm going to show you why. I'm thanking you guys because I believe from last year, since I've been coming here, I had a conversation with you guys. We did a lesson here, and you guys been very, very supportive in the programs we've been doing. Number one, Butsu Abatachin, Lika Kahanat, the priests of the church, the parents, all of you been supportive. Can you guys give a round of applause for yourself too? Come on. So, before I finish now, I want to show you some of the stuff we've been doing in this church. Why? Because of your support, because of our clergy's support. Are you ready to see? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. What have we been doing in Berhan በቅድስተማርያም Beta Christian? Very quickly. Number one, these are all the lessons we've been doing since last year. What did we do? We did Never Lose Hope last year. Dagmay Tinsae. You remember that? You guys remember? We did Never Lose Hope. Future of the Church. Patience. Culture Shock. LGBT lesson for the parents. You remember parents? I came to do that lesson for you guys. And also, Who Has Not Sinned, Origin of Halloween, Confronting Marijuana. And today we did a lesson. It's right there. Inner Peace, Wist Salam. You remember that? We did that today. Xavier Mescan. So why am I mentioning this? When you guys support these kind of programs, we all succeed. You agree or no? Yes, እግዚአብሔር ይመስገን. Now, you see, this is because of you guys. All the flyers, all these gubaes, all of these things we've been doing, it's because of your church. እግዚአብሔር ይመስገን. Aren't you happy? Yes, exactly. Yeah, go ahead. So, I want to show you something else too, which was very, very important for you guys to know before I leave. Another one is, 2 weeks ago, I was invited to speak in the university in Hamilton, McMaster. One of our sister from here, our beautiful young sister, she's a university student. She invited me, and I want to share what she said to me. She was supposed to be here today and speak, but unfortunately she couldn't. You know, she said to me, Quessis, we don't have Habesha Kahan to come and teach in the university. We have Coptic. We have Syrian, but we don't have Habesha. Can you come and teach, please? Yeah, I'm happy. So this is 2 weeks ago. You can find this online, the flyer. They have a Coptic, Ethiopian, Eritrean, Oriental Orthodox group. እግዚአብሔር ይመስገን. They have the group. So we were there, and if I tell you something, I know you're going to smile. If I show you, you're going to be very happy. I'm going to show you photos. These are the students. I want the me'menan and the kahanat to see the work that's being done so you guys could be happy. That other churches, like the Oriental Orthodox Church, Bo'onet, when we went there, the Coptic, the Syrian, they said, Quessis, this is the Tawhid Church. It's beautiful. We didn't know. Our young people, Ethiopians, Eritreans, they were singing Mozmor in Ge'ez and in English. እግዚአብሔር ይመስገን. We were showing the Coptic church, our church. Is that good news or bad news? I can't hear. Good news. እግዚአብሔር ይመስገን. I was happy. I hope you're happy too. The point is that we need to share our ሃይማኖት and faith. You agree? Yes. But እግዚአብሔር ይመስገን. I want you guys to see what's going on so we could support these kind of programs. When young people, our young brothers and sisters are going to university, where do they go and do tzolot? You know, university setting, they could give you a room to do tzolot. You guys know that, right? To do prayers and have meetings. Do you know we are the Habesha church, the only ones we don't have it yet? What are we doing? Let's support our youth. University of Toronto, Ryerson University, I think they changed their name now. But in different universities, we could do this. But with the support of Butsu Abbatachin, Lika Kahanat, the Kahanat of the Beta Christian, and the Me'menan. You agree or no? Let's continue. Let me show you some more photos. You see, Coptic youth, some of the Syrian, Habesha. This is good. Coming together as Tawhid Orthodox, learning in English. How come you guys are not smiling? You guys are not smiling? You're not happy? Is she? Okay, this is more pictures we took there at McMaster University. More pictures. እግዚአብሔር ይመስገን. Again. So, before I conclude, guys, that's the lesson today. How many points? Alice Bailey? 10. Please Google and check out what she said in details. I hope today, እግዚአብሔር ይመስገን, you could do research and understand why our society is changing. What is happening? But that's not the most important thing. You have to ask, Quessis, what can we do? Butsu Abbatachin, what can we do? We're here to support the youth. Let's grow together. So if we could do this, that would be a blessing. You agree? Yes. Okay, so now, as a conclusion, I want to call some of our youth that have been participating in our gubae, our seminars. I want them to speak so you, the parents, could hear them out. They're going to give testimony from their experiences. So where's the brothers and sisters? Are you guys ready to present? Okay. Can we give them a round of applause, please? Thank you.
His Grace Abuna Dimitros, Lika Kahanat Misale Ingida, fathers, deacons, brothers, sisters in Christ, and parents. We hope you're having a wonderful evening. Before I start what I'm going to say, I just wanted to thank Father Quessis Hermon for such a wonderful sermon and teaching. I think we learned a lot, and I think this is such an important topic that all the parents have to focus on with the time and with how society is right now and the troubles that it brings. So my name is Sarah Solomon, and I'm here today representing the St. Mary's Youth Group. Over the past year, with the help of God, a group of youth led by Father Quessis Hermon have been able to deliver various conferences for the youth, as you saw on the previous slide. The youth today are slowly disconnecting from their faith and leaving our religion. There are many reasons, but the main reason being that they grew up following their parents, but not actually learning about their faith. Many youth today are depressed and not at a stage of their life where they thought they'd be. I have seen many of my fellow brothers and sisters whom I grew up with in this very same church in places I didn't expect them to be in today. I mean, right now I'm 25 years old, which means I'm in the workforce, I'm not at school, and so I see young people all over. Some are on the cold streets of Toronto. Some are drug addicts, alcoholics. There are also some that did become successful, so it's not just all bad. But what I want to point out is those that did become successful, I found that they have lost their faith in the process. So even though they're making money, even though they're maybe a senior director of some company, or even though they're at a high point in their career, they have lost their faith in that process. They have gained worldly success, but lack in spiritual growth. This is a crisis for our church. This crisis will not end if we don't do something about it. So during this time, the Orthodox Tewahedo Church, as we've also learned in the sermon today, is getting tested each and every single day. The world, the society does not want God's work to be preached. The devil is working extra hard. And you can see this with the political agendas Canada, America, our Western society has. Schools are allowed to teach about topics our church doesn't encourage. Everything we consume, music, movies, etc., doesn't feed our spirit. Instead, it pulls us closer to worldly things. This is why a few youth came together and developed several programs that we thought would bring together the youth and church and ensure they gain a deep understanding of our teachings. We have had about 9 conferences, 7 of those being the youth conferences, in the past year alone. Each one of these has had about 60 to 200 participants participating. So that's a big, big outcome. Even just today, I witnessed probably more than 200 youth that participated in the gubai that we had before this event. So this has been organized by the youth group, and we have had successful turnouts and have gained a big group of youth that are eager to know more about their faith. As a result, we are currently in the middle of planning our first big annual Orthodox Tewahedo Youth 3-day conference gubai. This conference will be in the summer. We obviously have more details to work out in the date, which we will announce. But like our other sermons, this will be in English. So God willing, we are hoping that this will be the start of a big movement. We need to save the youth. This couldn't have been possible without the dedication and persistence and devotion of Quessis Hermon. Quessis grew up in Toronto and thus has been able to relate to the youth that were born here and raised here. Quessis actually grew up, I think, Jane and Finch, right? So he can relate to so many of our experiences that the Habesha youth are experiencing. Quessis delivers his sermons with real-life examples that the youth face today. So we are grateful for his dedication and willingness to always travel about 2 hours from London. So, you know, Quessis actually doesn't live in Toronto anymore. So he is traveling 2 hours back and forth to teach us and to guide the youth. So thank you again, and may God bless your service. And በአማርኛ አይዟችሁ ጊዜያችሁን አልወስድም በአማርኛ ትንሽ ለማጠቃለል ፈልጌ ነው ቤሲክሊ ያው በዚህ ባለፈው አመት ውስጥ ብዙ ስራ ነው የሰራነው ግን ያ ስራ ሜቢ ለብዙዎቹ ያልታየም ይሆናልና ዛሬ እንደውም ቀሲስ በማስተዋወቃቸው ደስ ብሎኛል ያው ብዙ ወጣቶች ያሉበት ሁኔታ በአሁን ሰዓት ላይ ጥሩ አይደለም እንዳልኩት አብሮኝ ያደጉ ልጆች እዚህ ቤተክርስቲያን አሁን ያሉበት ደረጃ ጥሩ አይደለም ባይኔ በብረት ያየሁት ማለት ነውና አንዳንድ ጊዜ ያሳዝናል አብሮኝ አድገው ዛሬ ደግሞ ከኔ ጋር አብረው እዚህ አለመሆናቸው ማለት ነው እና ያሳዝናል ወዳጆቻቸውን ሳያቸው እዚህ ቤተክርስቲያን እየመጡ እያስቀደሱ ግን ልጆቻቸው መንገድ ላይ ነው ያሉት እንደዛም ደግሞ ያልሆኑ በስራቸው ጥሩ ደረጃ ይደረሱ ግን በሃይማኖታቸው ደግሞ ወደ ኋላ ይቀሩ ብዙ ልጆች አሉ እና እነሱን እንዴት ነው እዚህ ደረጃ ላይ ምናደርሳቸው እኛ ልጆች እዚህ ምን ዘምረው ልጆች ከነሱ ተሽለን አይደለም ወይ ከነሱ አስተዳደጋችን ተሽሎ አይደለም እኩል ነው ያደግነው በኢሚግራንት ፓረንት ነው ያደግነው በእናንተ አቀም ብዙ ነገር ያደረጋችሁት ነገር አለ ግን ደግሞ እግዚአብሔር ተጨምሮበት ያው በየቤታችን የእግዚአብሔር በረከት መጥፋት የለበትም እሱ ሲባርከን ነው ጥሩ ህይወት የሚኖረን ግን ደግሞ ልጆቻችን በእንደዚህ አይነት ነገሮች በውጪ ነገሮች በአለማዊ ነገሮች ይሳባሉ እና ሲሳቡ ወላጅ ምንድነው ማድረግ ያለበት ስለዚህ በእንደዚህ አይነት ትምህርት እየተማራችሁ ይሄን ነገር ያያያችሁ መንቃት አለብን ማለት ነው ልጆቻችን ማዳን አለብን ወጣቶቹ ባሁን ሰዓት ያሉት ወጣቶች ባይገርማችሁ እኔ የዛሬ 10 አመት ብትጠይቁኝ እንደዚህ ሞራል ያላቸው ወጣቶች አልነበሩም ያኔ አሁን በጣም ብዙ ወጣቶች ሞራል አላቸው ስለ ሃይማኖታቸው for you guys ስለ ሃይማኖታቸው መማር ይፈልጋሉ I think social media አሁን በጣም በተለያየ መልኩ ብዙ አይነት ነገር መማርና በቋንቋችን በእንግሊዘኛ ራሱ መማር እንችላለን እንግዲህ ዛሬ 10 አመት ታቃላችሁ maybe YouTube ላይ የሆነ ነገር ቢኖር ወይ መዝሙር ቢኖር ነውና I think እሱም ተጽኖ አለው ሶሻል ሚዲያን ለጥሩ ከተጠቀምነው ብዙ ትምህርቶች አሉ ምንማራቸው በልጆቹ ቋንቋ አለ በእንግሊዘኛ አለ በአማርኛ አለ ደግሞ ሌላም ሀገር ሌላ ዲያስፖራ ሌላ ሀገር ያሉትም በራሳቸው ቋንቋ ይኖራል ማለት ነውና ሶሻል ሚዲያ ልጆቻችሁ ሲጠቀሙ ምን እንደሚጠቀሙ እናንተም ብታዩ ደግሞ የሚጠቀሙትን ነገር ለጥሩ እንዲሆን ኢንካሬጅ ማድረግ ነው ስለዚህ ብዙ አልሻማችሁም ይሄንን ለማለት ነው የፈለግነው so to the parents wake up today is the only day ዛሬ ነው ልጆቻችን ማዳን ምንችለው ዛሬ ነው አዲስ ህይወት ለነሱ መፍጠር ምንችለው ስላዳመጣችሁኝ አመሰግናለሁ
እንደምን ዋላችሁ እግዚአብሔር ቤተሰቦች So hello everyone today I'm going to speak in English in regards to how our classes by our class I mean the class that Father Hermon has taught us for like almost a year now the youth and I must say I really like it I kind of enjoyed it too now I'll give you some examples in regards to what we have learned and let's go through it So for example, we had one class called Culture Shock. So what we were referring to in that class is how our parents see childhood and how we see it. So here, most of us grew in the diaspora, right? So what we are used to is basically living like the others, not like our parents. That is, for example, you know, we don't respect that much other people. We tend to basically live on our own and basically set the rules for ourselves. And that's not how our parents used to do that. So that is why sometimes maybe we are not understanding them and they are not understanding us either. Another example that I have is another class that we had, which was confronting marijuana. So in that class, what we basically did is we were talking about some struggles, some problems that our youth are dealing with nowadays. And that is peer pressure, something that is very, very difficult to basically bear. And for example, a situation that can happen is someone from the youth, maybe from here or another church, a friend will offer them to just try something new. It could be a cigarette, it could be anything. And most of us, those who are not sure and just want to do like what our friends are telling us to do, we would probably try it, right? Now, that is a mistake. And the reason why is because we are not supposed to be like this. We supposed to basically know what we should do, know what we should not do either. So in Father Hermon's class, we basically spoke on those topics. And the reason why I'm basically here standing and speaking to every one of you is that I want you all to know, especially you the adults, that we, the youth, we enjoy his classes. We actually can't wait for the next one to come. So I want you all to think a bit, and please, please, make sure that he will be here, because we need him. And we also really happy about the fact that he knows English, he can teach us in English, and we can understand. And most of us, I feel like we would probably get better the topics when they're being taught in English. And that is something that is kind of missing nowadays. So if you can please let us have those classes. He's really encouraging us to know better. And me specifically, I can say that it changed me a lot. And I also learned a lot, especially in regards to Who Has Not Sinned, which was another class that we had with Father Hermon. We learned that basically all of the characters that we are familiar with from Christianity, right? We got Saint Mary of Egypt, which is not Saint Mary, Mother of Jesus, by the way. We learned that she also has sinned and also did like other characters that we are familiar with. So this basically my point of view, which is, of course, everyone has sinned, but even if we have sinned, then we got those powerful teachers that can teach us and guide us out of this. So I want you all to think a bit about it and let us have these special classes that I'm pretty sure most of us would have even like never dreamt of, but now they need them. So I want to thank you and have a good dinner, and I hope to see you all tomorrow in church.
Can we give them a round of applause? They did a good job. So again, thank you so much, everybody, for learning. One last slide I want to show you guys. You have YouTube, you have social media. Some of you probably know. If you don't know, you could go home and research. I met some people that said they didn't know about the next slide. I don't know if you guys know about Spot in Washington, D.C., where the youth are doing an amazing job. Why am I mentioning this? There's a reason why. If you go on YouTube, every Sunday they have English Qadasiyeh, okay? They have their own tabot. Abbatachin gave them a tabot. They have their own Qadasiyeh. Sometimes I watch what they're doing. I see a lot of youth. Have you guys ever seen this before? Okay. Qudus Paulos, Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church, all in English. There's so many youth in the church. You see, underline that. Why? Because they're learning about the church in what language? Yes. Quessis in the church, he does Qadasiyeh, Anaphora, 14 of them in English. Okay? But he's attracting a lot of the young people. Because when he's reading in English, like Qadasiyeh Mariam, Qadasiyeh Hawarat, Qadasiyeh Gzi, in English, then the young people will understand. Does that make sense to you? Yes. So therefore, they're doing a great job. And I just showed you this just to give you tesfa. We all need tesfa, right? So if we could work together, support the youth, and God will help us. So thank you so much, guys, for paying attention, being patient with my little long, maybe boring sermon. But God bless you guys. God open your heart. May